Let's talk about art insecurities. I don't think I need to explain it, do I? All of us artists struggle with something in their art and feel insecure about it. So recently, I've been thinking about my own art. I've been doing digital art for about 5 years now and only started recording my improvement in 2020. So you won't be able to see my masterpieces in 2018 and 2019. I wanted to make this video because it's also going to act as a channel update, and I wanted to talk about something that I and many artists deal with. So let's draw with me. Okay, so enough with the intro. Let's talk about my channel first. If you don't want to hear me drone on and on about the future of my YouTube channel, skip to this section here. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really look that good. Maybe I should check out my closet. School is soon anyway, and people say new year, new me, or something like that. Let's see what I have.
6.5 hours later.
Oh, I think this will look pretty cute. Hey, I hope you like the new look. I decided to show off more of my legs because why not? Plus, I look good with this fancy shading and clothes folds. I have so much pizzazz now. I look way better than last time. Thanks, artist! You're the best! And yes, my channel icon and banner will be updated at some point. I'm sure you're all aware that my banner is absolute dog water. As well as my sprites for my first video, it was rushed to hell and back, and I feel bad that you had to suffer the pain of seeing it. Now as for the future of my channel, I have a few ideas in the non-existent thing I call a brain. I will keep doing redesigns and whatnot. It's really fun to draw and show off my work to people on YouTube. And another thing about the future is that uploads won't be very fast, because in September I'm starting school back up again, and if they are fast, then you know my sleep schedule is messed up. The videos in this channel will likely include redesigns, draw with me videos, challenges, and more. Now onto the meat of this video. I'm sorry you had to sit through me talking about my channel for so long. So as I said earlier, I've been doing digital art for about 5 years now, and sometime early this year, I struggled with feeling as if my art wasn't improving. I thought my art was good, but it felt like my mountain climb for improvement and my skills was stagnant and useless. I burnt out basically. I still created art here and there, but I was tired. So here are some tips and reminders that I follow so I don't feel so bad about my art improvement. Maybe these will help you too. Tip 1. This is a trap that many of us artists fall in, and trust me, you're not alone. We're all on this journey together. We're climbing this seemingly endless mountain of art improvement. During late April, I felt cured of that I'm not improving trap that I fell so deep in. I started experimenting with my style and my burnout had finally subsided. Something that helps me know I improved is this yearly thing I've been doing since 2020 where I started recording my art improvement with these cool yearly templates. It's really interesting to see your work improve so much in a year, and I love these things because it makes me feel confident in my art and excited for what's to come in the following years. So if you ever feel trapped in that headspace that you are improving, just look at your old work and have a good laugh. If you point out specific features that you know are wrong, like the head is too big or the hands look like forks, then that's a sign. You're improving. Tip 2. Experiment. Every artist says this, but it's true. Here's my art from March, and here's my art from April. My art style changed so much in the blink of the eye because I said F it and began going crazy with experimenting. And that experimenting was just making the head look like a head and not a bobblehead. In fact, for these new sprites, I experimented with clothes folds, and I'm really happy at how they came out. Are they perfect? Far, far from it. I barely did clothes folds before this, and when I did, it was just 2 lines in the middle of the wrist or midriff and called it a day. After experimenting, it feels like my art just improved tenfold, which brings me to my next tip. Tip 3. Self-indulge and find art styles you enjoy. Know what you want to draw and have fun with it. I love self-indulging and making stuff that I personally like. I literally hyperfix on something literally every month and sometimes week. Cringe culture sucks and should be abolished for all eternity. You want to draw My Little Pony? Go for it! Want to make an OC with superpowers that's a self-insert with no flaws? Great! I want to see it. Indulging in fandom is what got me into doing art seriously. I literally did Countryman's art for 2 years and I loved it. I drew it so much and indulged with what I loved. My art in those 2 years improved really fast. My grind was insane at the time. Actively indulging in something that's considered cringe or weird helped me improve my art and form my art style, since many people in the community that I liked drew in a simpler, more cartoony style. That community was the reason I drew circle heads for 3 years straight. Tip 4. Let your art grow. Art is comparable to a plant in a way. Plants need time to grow, you know? Art is the same thing. You can't force a plant to grow like you can't force your art to get better. It took me 5 years to get where I am now, and I still need to improve my art a lot. In fact, it took me until this year to start drawing ears and noses, and even then, I'm still really, really bad at them. But hey, I'm trying, and mostly failing. Sometimes these plants grow slowly, sometimes they grow faster than Sonic the Hedgehog can finish Green Hill Zone. Art is a long and pretty drawn process when it comes to improvement, and that's okay. I feel as if my art improvement is slow as well sometimes, but hey, as long as the plant is growing, then I'm happy. Everyone's plants grow at a different pace. Some people grow faster than others. Tip 5. While art improvement is something that everyone wants, it's also something that burns you out. I was on a literal art grind for 3 years straight, and I burnt out for a solid 2 months. And when I tried to draw anything, I never got to finish it. I got as far as finishing the coloring, but my hands just couldn't do their magic. Which sucks, but it happens to the best of us. Although, I wouldn't consider myself the best of us. So please, please, please take a break from your art sometimes. As much as you want to pick up that pen or pencil, just resist the urge for a bit. As fun as it is to do art on a daily basis, sometimes your hands need a massive rest for a while. Your brain may say, draw more, but your hands are screaming at you to stop. I'm sure all of us artists here have idols that we follow. I have quite a few inspirations myself and I love following their art, but here's a trap that I and many others fall into. I wish I could draw as good as so-and-so. Us artists rag on ourselves a lot, and our expectations and standards are higher than of a parent who wants their kid to have straight A's across the board. I'm like this too, trust me. I wish my sprites looked at half as good as Sona Draw Stuff YT. But here's the reality. Comparing yourself to others is unhealthy and will demotivate you. Yep, don't compare yourself to others. That's the moral of the story here. I used to do animation memes and had lots and lots of fun creating them. It was so cool to see my art come to life, you know? But after a while of doing this, I started to compare myself to other animators in the genre. I didn't want to animate because I was so demotivated because I thought that I would never get better. And I had a massive burnout. I'm sure many other artists relate to what happened to me in that situation. Us artists have insane standards, man. I honestly applaud us. I have never seen such standards by other people but us artists. My standards are high as well. As I said earlier, I wish my sprites could look as good as Sona Draw Stuff YT. This constant comparison to others' high standards and overworking is tiring. So what would good old Rio do, you might ask? Or not. You probably didn't ask anything at all during the course of this video, but I'm gonna spew out my answer anyway. Set goals for yourself and study other artists. I know, it sounds boring as all but trust me, it will be worth it in the end. Here, wanna know my goals for art? I bet you don't, but here they are anyway. These are 3 goals that I want to work towards. I literally watch other artists' videos. When they say something that might be game-changing, I will pick up my iPad and start drawing what they said in their advice. I think you should as well. It encourages experimenting with your art, and experimenting is always a good thing. Even if it doesn't go the way you expected, it's all a part of the learning experience. You can draw 100 bad hands and still not be as good as your favorite artist, and that's okay. Because when you look at all those terrible drawings of your hands, you'll be able to spot and see mistakes you did for your first 10, 20, 30, etc. Don't compare those 100 bad hands to your favorite artist, because again, it will demotivate you. Instead, I would compare those 100 bad hands to your older pieces of work. I bet your old self would say that they wish they could draw as good as you draw now. I'm pretty sure every artist has uttered this at least once in their art career. I know I have more times than I can count, and trust me, it's like a bug in your brain that's constantly beating you to a pulp and throwing you into a trash compactor. And I mean this in the nicest way possible, but tell that bug to shut the fuck up. You want to know what makes your art worth it? The fact that you're enjoying creating it. I sure do enjoy creating my artwork, and I'm not even that good at it. I still have lots to learning to do. I am terrible at side views, ears, hands, and feet. They all suck at to draw, and drawing hands for those sprites was a pain. But hey, they could be worse. My hands used to look like forks. One time someone said that in school and I started crying. Little me was proud of those forks I drew. Never ever say your art isn't good enough, because I'm sure your art is amazing and I bet people love it. I'm sure you have a lot to learn in your art career, and I'm excited to see how it will turn out in the end, or well, future. You may be struggling with some stuff in your art now, but in a year's time it'll be second nature. I used to suck at doing any other pose that isn't just standing with 2 legs right next to each other facing opposite sides. I've broken that habit now. Once I broke that habit, I felt like I was on top of the world. Being an artist can be tiring and liberating at the same time. If you aren't having fun, then maybe you should put it down for the time being. Art is supposed to be fun, not a chore. Let yourself do bad art. It's all part of the learning experience of being an artist. You should enjoy yourself. I'm sure the reason you're an artist right now is because you had fun in the beginning. I certainly had a blast creating my old country humans art and drew whatever the heck I wanted to. Alright, so this is the section where I talk about some extra stuff that I didn't have much to say about or had no idea where to put it in this video. So expect a little less organization in this section. If you want to skip to the end, just skip to this timestamp here. First of all, use references. References are a godsend to us artists, and references are like the messiah to us artists, like the undo to us the messiah to digital artists. Oh yeah, please go subscribe to Vemstyle. He is such a good artist and I love his Draw With Me videos. He is such an inspiration to me. Another thing, Cooling sucks. Her apology sucks. I just felt like getting that off my chest because I don't want to make drama related content because it's all negative most of the time and I just want to draw silly things and ramble about random stuff that piques my interest. Also, negative stuff usually has a bunch of nuance and stuff that can hurt my brain a bunch, so please don't ask me to cover drama. Hey, I'm glad you stuck around to the end of this video. This is my first video after my hiatus, so I hope you enjoyed me rambling about art struggles. I hope it was at least nice enough for you to listen to it in the background while you work or do something. I plan on doing more of these type of videos since I enjoy writing these scripts and rambling about stuff that I find interesting. This one took a little bit longer because I was making new sprites and just experimenting overall. If you enjoyed the style of content or have a critique or idea, please put it in the comments below. This script was way longer than my last video. My last video script was like 1,300 words. This one is like 3,000. I wasn't happy with how short my last video was. I prefer watching longer videos that are like 10 to 15 minutes in length. It'll take longer for me to edit, but that's for editing me to deal with and complain about. Anyways, I'm Rio Doodles. Thanks for drawing with me. I'll see you next time. Bye!